think this might be an internet connection situation. All right, there we go. All right, let's get into this shit, man. Y'all gotta excuse them first couple minutes, dog.
Yeah, please.
Y'all gotta excuse them first couple minutes. I don't know what the hell was going on, but we gonna make it do what it do. Fuck it, we here, man. Live from the Melon Lounge, no strings attached. Y'all know me, man. I go by the name Roy Mack. Make sure we good. Everybody good? I think we good. I think we crispy. All right, we got a seat open over there. I don't know who the hell was. We supposed to have somebody else. I don't know what the hell's going on tonight, man. Everybody, everything a little off, man. Al Gore's internet ain't really working like that.
Still shout out to Al Gore though.
Shout out to Al Gore. Fuck it. Over there, that's the homegirl Bree.
What it do, y'all? What's up?
Over there, that's Lima.
What's good, family? It's great to be back on another Wednesday night, kicking it and rolling as usual.
All right, and right here, that's Sister Mo, little aggravated face right now. What's going on?
Damn, why you gotta do that? Why you gotta do that at the beginning of the show?
Well, the people can, you know, it's a camera. People can see.
You ain't got to label me aggravated.
And here's my aggravated friend.
Damn, I know.
Right, you know what? Let's do that again.
No.
And right here, that's Sister Mo in here.
Hey, y'all.
Okay.
I'm tired.
Why you tired, Mo?
Sheesh.
You good?
He been on my neck since I showed up.
How about what I said? I thought I was being super
He said, damn, Mo,
supportive.
you good? You need a hug? I said, bro.
I did say that you need a
some,
hug.
I need some sleep. I'm tired. It's hard out here.
Is it? Literally or figuratively? Okay, fuck it then. Goddamn, that's what she said. She said she tired. I'm putting this puzzle together for y'all out there. She said it's hard out here. She needs some sleep.
Mind your business.
I'm trying to put the puzzle together for y'all right now, man. All right, man, let's get into this shit, man. Oh, we could talk about what? PDA. Before we get into that, y'all know what it is, man. Y'all jump in the chat. Y'all put the shit on the gram.
How do y'all feel about
what
that?
the kids are doing now? What are the kids doing?
Oh
what do you
my
mean?
God.
Instagram.
Instagram,
Snap,
Twitter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Twitter, All that. Facebook.
Musically.
If I don't y'all do that
See,
Facebook.
they don't do Facebook.
Yeah,
They don't do Facebook
yeah.
shit. I need to know what's going on. There we go. All right, so y'all do all that shit. Right here on the No Strings Attached show, we allow everybody to express themselves in their most organic state. So y'all know how we give it up around here, man. We talk how we talk. We do what we do. If you're offended by it, then, you know, you offended. Jump in that live chat. Y'all can get as reckless as y'all want to get. We ain't blocking nobody. You did. We're going to let you do your thing off in there. So if you want to comment and also say that Mo looks aggravated, do your thing. I'm fighting about Mo right now, man. You did? All right, man. Melon Lounge kicking it off, man. Let's talk about some PDA.
Yeah.
We're going to kick some other shit around. I did see some shit before you get into PDA, though. I was showing line before y'all showed up. Did y'all see this shit on, I saw it on Twitter. The lady that went to the school and was like charging.
Oh, yes. I recently
Shout
just
out
watched
to
that.
her.
I honestly was taken back by that because I didn't think, like, I'm pretty sure she got some. There's no way she was just allowed to go in
Like
there
the school
and
just
threaten
let her?
them kids. Like,
But she was up there. The teacher was like,
the teacher was white, though. She definitely was not finna say shit to her. But that's really embarrassing. I think they're, like, in high school.
Bro.
High school, right?
Yeah, because, like, it showed, like, the credit of, like, the girl who posted the video. And the girl looked real young. She was in high school.
Yeah, Mom was going in. Mom was like, send y'all, as long as they're 18 and over, I got hands for them.
absolutely.
Your aunties, your mama.
Sisters.
Yeah. I was like, damn, okay, that's what we doing?
I endorse that fucking message because absolutely because like children are so fucking precious, especially like your own. So like kids are gonna be kids, absolutely. Like I understand that, but like to an extent, like when it becomes a thing, and like now I gotta worry about my daughter or my son being emotional about going to school because of y'all's asses, then absolutely like I'm doing something. Like I'm not gonna just be like. No, it's okay because that's kids kill themselves probably like every day. I don't know the stats, but really often do kids kill themselves because of like bullying. And like that's not no shit that my kid will ever face if I can do something about it. Like if I gotta go to jail for whooping somebody's ass, and that's just like what it has to be. But like I'm not gonna just watch this unfold.
No, I think that's why she probably stepped in like that and just made it a point. But I don't know. Like
she was aggressive though for sure.
She was, and I would be kind of embarrassed, and I feel like people are gonna, her daughter. I feel like people are gonna pick on her more, say shit more about her because damn you pussy, you don't have your mom, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying?
I thought about what reaction that would cause.
Because she even said though, she was like, I already told her she can fight all your little girls after school. She need to handle her business. But I was like, you should instill that in her, because, like, that's how my parents taught me. Like, if someone put their hands on you, you hit them back. Like,
Right.
don't let nobody bully you.
Yeah, that's true. At the same time, if someone cracks a joke, like, you better get in your, like, joke bag and crack one bag. Somebody pops you, better get in your, like, hands bag and pop them back. Like, you know.
Let's endorse violence then.
I don't endorse the violence. Don't run up on anyone just because you're, like, over emotional.
Yeah,
you feel some kind of way. But at the same time, don't just, like, cry because someone is being some kind of way to you. Like, you have to defend yourself too.
That's true. I just can't. Sometimes I feel like I'm like, because I do have young children that are in school, but sometimes I feel like maybe I can't relate because I'm from a generation where, like, bullying was just accepted. When I was in school, it was like, hey,
that's true.
Like, hey, you got bullied. Hey,
yeah.
I feel like it makes you. I don't know. I was bullying like middle school. All them bitches used to be fucking hating, and
now we getting to the bottom of Bree. All right, talk to me, Bree. So you were bullied. What happened?
I mean, girls would just like start rumors,
like,
like
okay.
they would act like they would be my friend and shit, and they just do some fake ass shit, and I'm like, damn, bitch. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I moved around a lot.
And I feel like it's worse for girls too.
No, girls are evil as fuck,
know,
especially middle school bitches.
Yeah, I believe that.
Because everyone's trying to like find themselves, so it's like no one really knows what they are, or like who they are. Like, so like people just want to try to fit in every which way possible. Like, but for me, I always moved. Like, I went to like hella different schools growing up, so like it was hard for me to like make a real connection with people. Cause
Were
you know,
you taller at a young age too?
I've been 5'5" since I was 10. I'm only 5'7", 5'6".
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm fucking 23. But anyways, so like for me, it was just like hard growing up in like, cause the towns I would go to is like people grew up together since like elementary. Like they've been, you know what I'm saying, been rocking with each other. So it's like, what this new bitch want?
Yeah. Of course, people like wanted to try to bully me like earlier on, like probably up into like 6th grade, and then like. Just because I changed schools. I was in one district, elementary, then I came to a different district. And then, like, in elementary, of course, I had to let people know, like, just because I'm, like, the short guy, I'm not going to be, like, your target to, like, let me make a joke. Yeah, because I'm crazy as fuck. Yeah, I'm too fucking crazy
fight
for
bitches
that.
in the bathroom.
So, yeah. So, then, yeah.
I don't want no
But that's real. People will definitely try you, and you got to, like, have some kind of, like, 10 toes.
Because, like, I'm not no confrontational-ass person. Like, I'm...
Whoa. You're not a confrontational
Do you
person?
disagree?
Whoa.
Do you disagree?
Hell yeah, I disagree.
Why? How? How?
What do you mean, how?
How do you find me confrontational?
Well, right now you're being confrontational, and I'm nervous. We're going to move on. All right, let's talk about this PDA, man. Let's talk about PDA, man, because, okay, watch how conversation she gets right now. Are you a fan of PDA, Bree, baby?
I just think it's weird.
Like, across the board?
Why do you hate love?
No. Okay, for me, PDA, going to extreme measures is like, okay, you can do a little peg, hold hands and shit, but when motherfuckers just like making out, like we went out last night and people was just making out and shit. Like, okay, you know, the drinks is flowing and shit, but bitch, go.
Yeah.
Go to the crib. If you
like, maybe it's time to go.
Everybody don't need to see that shit.
Yeah, or like people be humping in the club, like dead ass, like, you know, they getting aroused in this bitch. And it's like, calm the fuck down.
Like, y'all don't have to be here. Y'all can go. Like, y'all can go get it cracking. I promise.
They don't gotta be putting it on display. Shit.
Right. That's weird.
For me to have to watch it.
Or like how them people be walking behind, you know what I'm saying? Be walking behind their bitch waddling.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah.
So do all three of y'all hate love?
I don't hate love. You know I don't hate love. I love love. But PDA can be weird. Like, I feel like there's like boundaries, and like there's like boundaries to shit that you just would not do in public because it's fucking weird, and you don't want to make people feel weird just because.
Yeah, it can make people feel awkward.
Yeah. And like I think people are aware of that. I feel like sometimes people do that shit intentionally. Like I feel like I've talked about this before, but one time there was like a lesbian couple behind me at like TJ Maxx or something.
Shout out to my
shout out, absolutely, shouts out, absolutely.
Go
but
ahead.
it was just a lot like going on. Like it went from like the butch, like the guy versus the guy girl.
Be careful, man.
It was like the guy,
the
guy in the relationship. She was like right behind her, like rubbing the love handles, grabbing the waist. Then went to like, let me just grab the sides of the tits, and then like she came in front of her. They started making out. It's like, yo, we're in TJ Maxx. I got my son with me. Like this is not the fuck okay. Like y'all can hold hands, y'all can hug, be as affectionate as you want, but like there's a line to the shit.
Yeah, I mean, I get. See, that's the thing. So let's talk about what's the line. If you're an outside, well, before we get to the line, have y'all ever been with somebody currently, presently, in the past, that was like a touchy-feely PDA
No,
type
I've
person?
never been
No?
with anyone that's like super.
Why don't guys love you, Bree?
They do love me, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, I don't think that's that's not. I mean, of course, that's a way of expressing your love for that person. But I feel like there's a certain shit that you shouldn't just do in public.
Like what?
Holding hands is fine. You can give me a little peck, you know what I'm saying? But we're not going to be tonguing each other down in public. That's just weird. To me, that's PDA. Like doing.
Sometimes I do forget that I'm in public, though. I have to mention that.
I mean, you can smack on my ass while we
we
walking down aisle 12 or something, but just don't be. No, it's fucking weird. Like, would you want to see your mom and your dad just.
Like an ass slap, I don't think there's anything wrong with an ass slap in public. Like, I would not be mad if I see an ass slap. I'm like, okay,
no, yeah,
cool.
like, they cool as fuck.
Yeah. But it's just like.
Mo said don't be slapping her ass in public, man.
That's kind of like how Tamara, like she doesn't like hate PDA, but like she's a lot more conservative than I am when it comes to it. And like I'll just naturally be existing and expressing love, and then before I know, she's like, Lionel, in public, it's like, okay.
See, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking like you in public with your man, with your lady, and you like, you know what? When we came out of the house, I saw you look, but damn, you are looking good as a motherfucker. You just want to grab that person and touch that person. Why do y'all hate that so much? Why don't y'all like other people?
I don't think anybody said we hate it.
Right. It's
y'all have a great disdain for it.
I think there's just, I mean, for people like us, or the people who aren't so much for like really strong PDA in public, there's just a time and a place for that. And out in front of like strangers, that's just not where I want to express my love for you. Like some people do it to a level where it's like I gotta show everybody that this is what I'm on. This is mine. Like y'all better, you know what I'm saying? Don't be looking this way, shit like that. I feel like PDA is good to the point where it's like you know, y'all can show that affection for one another, but it's really dependent on the person. Like you said, there are people who are just way more affectionate regardless of the setting, regardless of the crowd around them. And for me, someone like myself, I'm more mindful to that because I'm like, okay, you know, like, you know, you can put your arm around me, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, just kind of like walk with me, like holding hands and things like that. Like, but I'm not about to be like, you know, doing shit that we would do in private, in public. And there are people who do that. And it's like, it makes it uncomfortable for other people because it's just like, damn. Like,
I think if you keep doing it, right? So like if we had whoever the fuck and like y'all kiss one time, all right, fine.
Yeah, exactly.
If we still in this goddamn grocery line and y'all still kissing, it's like my nigga.
And I don't know where this is about to go next.
Yeah.
Like I could literally tune in at this point and like it's a whole movie. Then that's too much.
Even like it doesn't even have to be just like a movement that they do or an action that they do. Like sometimes I've heard people talking to each other in a way that I don't even want to hear that shit right now, yo. Like I don't want to hear that dirty shit between y'all two because that's not something for me to be in tune with. That's between you and that other person. And I've been in situations where like because you know we live at, you know, it's my culture as well. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of Hispanics and Mexicans, you know what I'm saying? And they're naturally a lot of times very like much more affectionate and they're more like just straight up with their partner. Yeah, and it's
they don't feel like that's something that needs to be like hidden or something.
Yeah, and it's like I mean I get that, you know what I'm saying? Like some people be so just in love to the point where they don't care, you know, like I just want to show them that affection, whatever. But I don't know, bro. Like most times it's like I guess that's why I'm really like conservative with PDA as well because I see it from the other side, and you know, whenever I see people just really strong with PDA, I be kind of like, oh, all right, like, you know what I'm saying? That I just feel like there's a time and a place for all that, like more intimacy type of PDA. Now things like smack on the ass, that's not bad. Like you walking around just having your hand on my ass and you just feeling like you got to do all that. I'm like, all right, bro, like it's not that serious, you know, like you got this already, you know what I'm saying? We don't got to sit and, prove it to everybody. But there are those people that are also territorial. And
I was just about to say, I got to be like real and vulnerable that sometimes like naturally, I'm not even overthinking. It's just I feel instinctively sometimes like the need to like pull closer or something like that. Just in like a public setting. So like that needs to be mentioned sometimes.
Like if you're at the movies and it's crowded and y'all trying to walk through, you might,
to
your lady.
Or like at the grocery store and like passing.
That's not PDA though. That's just like you being, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's just, I don't think that's PDA.
So here's one thing that I don't want to say offended me, but it did annoy the fuck out of me. and I'm not easily annoyed, was these motherfuckers walking around and they had their hand in each other's back pockets.
That's white.
See, whenever PDA is stopping you
shit.
from doing what you're doing, like if let's say I'm at the mall, and I'm trying to walk around the store, but it's very difficult with our hands both in each other's pockets. I'm trying to shop. I'm trying to look for shit. That's too far. It's like, okay, like we could separate for a minute and just like not have that, so you can be a normal person. But
you be seeing people that be in the truck and they know they got that middle seat. They be right in that middle seat, and there's no one in the passenger.
Yes.
Right.
Back up.
Yeah.
I guess I'm also the type of person that like a lot of times I do appreciate my space. So. I mean, it's not saying that I'm just against always being cuddled up or something. I'm a very, like, affectionate person, but I find it more being, like, behind closed doors. Like, if there's somebody that I'm feeling, somebody that I'm talking to, or, you know, I'm spending a lot of time with, you know, once we get alone, like, I'm all over you, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to other people being around and things like that, I guess I just get kind of shy about it. I'm like, I'm not trying to show y'all all this. I'm not trying to show y'all all this loving I be doing on them. You know, like that's personal to me. Like that's very personal to me.
Hold on, fuck that. This is for the lovers. God damn it, I'm doing this for the lovers out there. For all my 80s babies.
2 and 2.
For all my 80s babies and the lovers in the room. Listen, what if you looking at your man or your woman and you just want to tell them and get them ready for what's about to go down when you get home, so that the next day when they come to do a podcast, they tired and they sleepy. So what?
I'm fucking dead.
So what if?
True story.
So what if you trying to talk to them and let them know, hey, you know what I'm saying, you just want to hold them. You know what I'm saying? What about that?
In public?
Well, fuck, we got to do it somewhere.
I think that's good.
You better whisper some nasty shit in my ear and keep them fucking moving.
Yeah.
Goddamn, but I might want to whisper something and maybe kiss you on the neck or something and shit.
So do you do this?
Hell no.
All right then. So you make it.
Everybody don't got no kind of way to sit here and talk about that shit, bro.
I'm like you just grabbing titties in fucking restaurant at HEB and shit.
Hey, I don't do it, but I support it.
You support everything except for what we support.
Live and let live.
You go against a lot of shit that we say.
I'm just very like, I don't know. Keep that shit to us. Keep it to us. Like,
keep it right here.
I don't need everybody in my relationship when it comes to things like that.
Right.
Personally, I guess that's what it comes down to for me. Like,
but what about this? So there is a theory out there, right? That people say that people that are all over each other in public, those relationships are typically bullshit anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I feel like you put on a front or persona for people to be like, oh, they're so happy, they're this and that. And I think people that do that are trying to seek approval from people or trying to get that clarification, like, oh yeah, we're that ideal couple that everyone wants to be like.
Don't you see how affectionate we are?
Or like, especially for me, like that YouTube shit, I don't see how people sit there and fucking watch other people's relationships.
YouTube relationships,
that shit is weird as hell.
I think that's the corniest thing.
People idolize shit like that. I don't idolize any relationship other than my parents. I think they have a great relationship. They've, you know what I'm saying, they've been rocking for a long time. That's the only people I look up to.
I like the idea of a vlog, but not no corny ass, head ass.
I honestly am not I cannot sit there and watch someone else doing no.
It just seems like this is for YouTube. We're doing this for the audience. We're gonna do what we gotta do for views.
It's not authentic.
I think that
I'm about to prank you now.
I think more so like in today's age,
you.
like people really are obsessed with other people's relationships, and I just don't understand.
And validation.
I don't understand, because like there's people like, okay, we always have like, for people who be on Instagram often or Twitter often, you got your type of people that are like the certain type of posters, you know what I'm saying? The certain things that they post are very like regular, and it's like it's kind of the same shit every day that they like, you know. We have the people that, you know,
I feel like I'm that person.
we have the people that post the selfies all day. You have the people that post the thirst traps all day. You have people that post other posts all day. And it's like I see a lot of people that just be like, will like share other celebrity relationship posts, like, oh, this couple posted a picture, they look so cute together, oh my god, like they posted for everybody to see. I'm like, who gives a fuck? Like, You know what I'm saying? And people are so in like
and then they went to
into other people's
that.
relationships that it's very creepy to me. Like whenever I get on Twitter and I see, let's say like that shit with like for example Ari and Gierbo, like the shit that was going on with them, people was picking sides and oh no Ari this and no she don't be like that and Gierbo this. I'm like nigga y'all don't even know them, bro. Like so how can you sit there and talk about how perfect the relationship was or how fucked up the relationship was?
Who's
how
right
one
or
person,
wrong?
yes, exactly. Who's right and wrong? How this person was acting and how this person was acting. The only people that know that shit is the two people that are in the relationship and the people that may be super close around them. But you know what I'm saying? I think people just have a very strange obsession with like perfect relationships, and that's why YouTube couples today are able to thrive because people want to watch.
That shit is a great marketing.
They took that shit to the bank.
Hell yeah, people literally. Like this dude I know from back home, this nigga got like 50K subscribers already just because he was just booed up with some bitch and they just looked cute together. But now they not even fucking with each other. They was bashing each other, posting each other's nudes and shit. I'm like, bro. And they old as hell, damn near 30.
It always ends with, I'm about to post your nudes.
They always they damn near 30.
I'm sorry. I'm old as hell, not like, you know what I'm saying? I'm bashing. I'm just saying you're too grown to be doing that shit. Like,
Clear it up.
you know what I'm saying? But it's just shit like that. And I think
you gotta make Roy feel better. Hold on.
I think people that idolize shit like that, they try to look for that and they're not getting, you know, what they want, or like they're just looking in the wrong. To me personally, if you out here looking for shit, you're not gonna find shit that's really for you. Cause it's like, I feel like if shit's supposed to come, it should come naturally. It should be a vibe. You shouldn't have to force shit.
Like you'll attract it.
Yeah, no expectations going into it. Like if it's a go, it's a go. And then when you know it's a dub, then you gotta dead that shit.
And it's sad because it's like I feel like that contributes to a lot of unsuccessful relationships in our generation because people are so like they're just looking for that picture perfect type of relationships. I want like, you know, all y'all see is what people put out there.
Right.
Exactly.
You're not seeing like the real raw shit that goes on. Like that shit's kept from social media a lot of the times. And it's like people are basing their like what's the word for it? Like what they're looking for, they're basing that off of like what
they see.
Yeah,
if it was real, we would see like an argument or a fight like every freaking time that we scroll, because that's the real shit. Like everybody has disputes and disagreements, and like relationships are not always just smooth sailing.
Why do we think people are watching this? Is it one theory? Obviously, Mo has that people are obsessed with people, but like, why are they obsessed with those relationships? Is it the idea of trying to emulate something that's perfect?
I think it's access. I think like now people have access. Yeah, people didn't always have this much access to get into people's relationships, but now people are actually saying, "Hey, this is what the fuck is going on." Or at least this is what the fuck is going on. So people are like, oh yeah, spill the fucking tea.
I just think a lot, and for me, I think it's more like of the younger, even people younger than our generation that are more like tuned in with like shit like that. Because my cousins and shit, they be watching all that shit and they be like so obsessed to know everything about them. Because I mean, these people do put themselves like that on social media and YouTube, and you know, people feel like, oh, they know that person because
of what they show you.
Yeah, and it's like, really, you don't know.
Y'all do know me out there.
I feel like this maybe, I think it coincides actually. I think it's a part of the time. I didn't like get to touch on this like ever, but I think the Aisha Curry situation kind of coincides.
Don't do it, Lonnie.
Please don't.
I'm just saying.
Because Roy wasn't able to talk last week.
No, but listen, do you not see how that coincides like with the times, like how people get so into that kind of shit? I feel like she's one of the people that got so into that shit, and she's like, but this bitch is getting praised, and like Beyonce's in a marriage, but people still love her and see her as sexy.
Don't blame
but like, why? I just say like, I feel like it's a product of like fucking access and social media. Because I don't think people are out here like, who the hell is out here saying I could not even imagine having the thought like, I want to feel wanted by women even though I have this whole relationship. Like what desire
I feel like honestly every man and woman still, even being in a relationship or not, mentally you're gonna want to know that people still think you fine in an aspect. I think that's just more to where she was getting to. I think people are just misinterpreting it.
Dude,
she didn't take it that way.
Are we not gonna look into could this be insecurity?
No,
insecurity.
If you think about it, women, most women that are dating someone that's in the spotlight like that, she got a lot of shit going for herself. But I feel like a lot of men that are like you know. He's like, whoa.
He said, whoa.
I feel like men that are in the spotlight, especially for women, you're going to be insecure because there's going to be bitches that'll look better than you. Someone that, you know, assets are way different and better than yours. And you're just going to. Yeah. It's just, every person has insecurities.
Yeah,
like,
and I think it's her guy's job, absolutely, to secure those. Like, to put holes in, like the ramen noodle, crack it up at the house and shave it.
We were
That's argument to do that.
But I mean, no one really knows in a relationship, but I feel like maybe she was asked a question and I feel like she just answered it honestly.
Yeah. I just feel like it's sad that that's a perspective.
Since we're back on the topic.
Mo finna talk about 10 minutes about it.
I'm going to just go off of a conversation that somebody was talking to me about the Aisha Curry situation. Because I posted about it and was just like, can y'all shut up about it already? Like, there was one point I seen a nigga talking about, nah, nigga, I would have divorced her if she would have said some shit like that. I said, you know what? That right there is the reason that we shouldn't be entertaining y'all dumbass niggas sitting here talking about this and the third about what Aisha said and going against what she said, because a man like that's going to sit there and say that, first of all, I already know you're not married. Second of all, I know that you don't understand marriage to the point where you can say something like that, because you going to give up your whole marriage, high school sweethearts, kids, family, everything like that for one comment that she made on the show. Niggas was hopping to the extreme on that shit.
It's just because it's about wanting to be wanted from other men.
But here's the thing.
That's the thing. So, like, come on.
So here's what we was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Me and Bree said the same thing, to where it's like it could have been worded better, because my point was there was other women. If you would have watched, for the ones that didn't watch the whole thing and were only watching clips, there were other women in her position and greater positions that didn't disagree with her. They didn't, scold her and be like, oh, like they didn't understand. They understood her and were able to understand the place where she's coming from. Because what somebody told me, what is it that he said right now? That conversation that I had, she can post a pic right now and have attention though, or no, she got it. I'm just confused on, does she want to go out to the club and have niggas shooting they shot or some shit? Yeah. She doesn't really have an attractional type of presence though. Now that I think about it, like when dudes talk about women who are celebs, they don't ever say Aisha Curry. She can't feel insecure though. She's pretty in her own ways and she's not ugly. She got to find her confidence within herself. I thought that was a very ignorant type of statement to say that she cannot be insecure. Mm-hmm. Like, no matter what stage you're in, people were sitting there talking about, well, she got money, her man is in the NBA, she got all these things going for her. That does not mean that at the end of the day she's not human. Yeah. That doesn't mean at the end of the day she's not being, having things thrown at her to the point where
every person, male or female, has insecurities.
You know that men are prideful, and we're gonna talk PDA, and there's a place and a time for things. There's a place and a time for that conversation. It's with your man in the bedroom and saying who
but
you are.
If you're in an interview with Jada, you're gonna answer. And her man addressed it. He not mad, so why y'all niggas mad?
It's not mad. I'm just saying that's a perspective. She's not the only woman that feels that way. That makes me feel like she's not the only woman that feels that way who's in the committed marriage.
Oh, a lot of women feel that way, especially when you got 3 kids. You know what I'm saying? You doing shit. You used to be single and used
socialize.
To be,
that makes sense, but to be wanted, that's like a different kind of thing.
I don't even think I feel like everybody wants to be wanted like that. It's just like the point of they made a point where Martin in the fucking show, he took his ring off at the gym just to see if he still can pull bitches. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to know
well, that came off of a real idea.
That shit was
somebody really thinking about that shit.
Yes, that's
and
real
shit. And the thing
shit.
is that exactly that, some women, they even said that too. It's nice to know that I still got it after being married so many years, after having kids, your body going through things emotionally, physically. You're not the same woman that you were at that point in time. Whenever you was just, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think that's the thing that men don't get. I think that's the thing that men don't get because they don't experience that firsthand. Women are the ones that go through all that shit. And it's okay, yeah, I understand that Steph is there and she's in a marriage and things like that, but that doesn't change the fact that at the end of the day she's human. And we all want to feel wanted to some degree. And there's nothing wrong with that. And
somebody wanted you enough to wipe you the hell up and boss you the hell up and put a ring on it. Somebody wanted you so much.
So you think he bossed her up?
Well, I'm just saying she's bossed up. If you don't think that he was,
she has a lot of endorsements.
I know she has her own line,
her own platform.
But I believe that he opened some doors, maybe not all, but he opened a lot of doors. He Steph the fuck Curry. He's one of the greatest players of our time. Seriously, and that's a status. That's a status.
I'm not
to be
upset,
married
but
to,
I just feel mean, of course.
Like, he could be just doing hoes and like traveling and fucking.
You don't know that though. You don't know that.
He gave her the ring. He wanted her by his
side. But at the same time, you don't think that can be seen as an insecurity as well, though. What? To sit and be in a way whenever you coming up, you're in your husband's shadow.
Exactly.
You're in your husband's shadow.
No, she's popping.
Listen, no, but I'm saying until she got to where she is now, to where she has her own things going on. Yes, I've been in Steph's shadow. I've been just following him as his wife, and that's why I was able to have the opportunities. You don't think that's gonna make a woman feel some type of way too? It's like, damn, and what if this wouldn't have been this way? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if I wouldn't have married somebody who was gonna make it big and make millions and things like that? Would I have still been able to do it? Would I still have been able to be successful to this degree? And that's where the insecurity comes from. That's where the insecurity comes from, because it's like things like that do come into a woman's mind. Like, damn, you know, and a lot of people may point it out that, oh, that's Ayesha Curry, that's Steph Curry's wife. That's gonna always trickle behind her name. It's never gonna be just Ayesha. You know,
I feel like she is though, honestly. To me, out of all NBA wives, honestly, like I can say that for Gabrielle Union, Ayesha. Not just a basketball wife.
Popping in her own right.
Like a LeBron James wife, to me, she's just a basketball wife. I haven't seen her or heard her get anything active.
And maybe that's what maybe pushed Ayesha to do that shit in the first place. Is because she felt maybe like she was just kind of like.
But I think she was just. I think she was just a go-getter, honestly, because she has her own cookware. She has a TV show. She has CoverGirl endorsements. She got all kinds of shit. Like, she be on her shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not just.
Steph should wake up every day and say, "You're welcome."
Can we change the topic?
Yes, we can change the topic. All right. So I saw something.
I'm over it.
I think people in the chat or no.
I don't even got my phone.
I'll check.
I ain't got my phone.
Yes.
I ain't gonna plug it up.
I'm in the chat, y'all.
I told Lionel not to go down this path.
It's just because I had been thinking these things. I just really didn't have this conversation with anyone. But
Next.
It confused me.
Let it go, Lionel.
It just confused me. I didn't understand.
I've been fighting this
what were we talking about before?
3 weeks at home. All right, let's talk about this though. Okay, I know we're talking about PDA, but I saw something online where I forgot who posted it. Somebody with a check mark. They said one motherfucker with a check.
Right.
They said
anybody can get a check
woman,
now.
She said right now my future husband is with his girlfriend laughing at her.
Oh, people get on my nerves with these tweets.
I hate that shit, right?
What is my future husband doing right now? Hopefully he thinking about
how many times I've heard that damn joke, bro.
Right? It's the goofiest shit of all time. I was like, well, why the fuck would you post some stupid shit like that?
It's like the most desperate, like wishful thinking. Like.
Okay, so artificial intelligence said, "What's the negative stigma about being the wife of a successful man?"
Nothing artificial.
It's not. I wouldn't say.
It's a positive.
No. Okay, it's for me personally, I just wouldn't. If I was in that position, I couldn't. I mean, some women are just okay with being taken care of and being in the back burner. Like, okay, yeah, I'm his wife. I take care of the kids. I take care of the house. Blase, blase. It's not a negative, but it's just kind of what's expected for most women that are married to someone that is successful. And I feel like you shouldn't have to bury yourself in that stigma, which can be negative because a lot of men want to throw shit in your face, or if anything bad happens, then it's, oh, you trying to fight for spousal support or this, that, and the third. If you out here getting on your own, queens, get it on your motherfucker own and grind with your nigga. Don't be out here just expecting a handout, even if you're married or not. That's fucking whack. So that's how it could be negative, sir.
In that order.
Touche. It can be negative. It can also be positive.
It is a.
It's absolutely
I don't think this is a positive.
Well, having let's just say spouse
if my
in
wife,
general,
my
yeah, if you're a
writer,
sister
right?
wife, yeah.
So if my wife ends up writing the fucking next Lord of the Rings, nigga, any opportunity I got, I'm gonna be like, I got it because of that little short motherfucker right there.
Well, yeah, you can be.
I'm gonna own that shit.
You can be supportive and be happy for your significant other, but I think for women and a man being the number one breadwinner, it's just it's just like, okay, your wife ain't doing shit, you making all the bread. But when your wife is really doing hard ass shit that you couldn't do if you wasn't doing what you doing.
But it's a whole like episodes on VH1 of all these women that enjoy being a basketball wife so much.
Oh,
they have
absolutely.
A show.
Oh yeah, of course there is some, and I feel like that can put a negative aspect on that as well, because these women out here with kids, but they out here popping, you know what I'm saying, on the show, just acting wild and, you know, just doing shit that's just kind of. But honestly, most of them women on Basketball Wives are not wives; they're divorced and shit.
Wives.
Yeah, I know. I don't think any. Yeah.
So I mean, it can be negative.
Yeah.
You see what they're doing now. What do you think they're on that show for? To get fucking money because they don't have no money now.
Oh, they still getting that child support back.
Some are, but some, have to sign a prenup. Some, you know what I'm saying?
You should always sign a prenup. Listen, future NBA. Listen, the NBA draft lottery was yesterday. They should be hollering at me right now so I can get this prenup tight for them. Let them know how to do this. You should have contracts. If you have a party at the house, I come around. Hit me up. Get in the chat. Zion, I'll take care of you.
Me personally, if you feel like we gotta get a prenup, I don't want to marry you.
Wait a minute.
Nope.
I'm like so torn on them. I don't.
To me, I feel like you're putting bad juju on our fucking marriage to be like, you know what? Yes, I got money, but guess what? If you leave my ass, boom. It's like, damn, why am I gonna go somewhere?
It's like insurance.
It's like,
It's like having insurance. Like you don't count on bad stuff to happen, but you want to be prepared.
I got you.
I see the pros and cons of it because there can be women that's out here trifling as hell is only gonna want to marry you for your money.
And men.
But at the same time, I feel like because it got brought up in my last relationship because we talked about future shit and he's like, oh, we're gonna get a prenup, and I'm like,
a what? Did you say you have prenup? I'm sorry, what?
Prenup. And I'm like, well, you know what I'm saying? We're not gonna get divorced if we was to get married, so why we need a prenup for it? I'm gonna have half of your shit anyway. I'm just kidding.
I'm a strong believer that if you get in a relationship with me and you came in with hefty bags, don't try to leave this motherfucker with Louis bags.
Right.
That's the way that I've always interpreted the shit. I'm not mad at nobody. If we gonna split, we gonna split amicably. But wait a minute, goddammit, you ain't finna. Just because we got married for 2 years, now you won't.
Just because you signed that paper.
Yeah, we signed the paper, so now you're entitled to half the money. You would not with me shooting in the gym.
But that's why marriage truly is more of a business than a love entity. It's not really based. It's more of a business than like a love connection. Yeah, absolutely.
That's a contract you're signing.
Absolutely. So that's why I'm not completely against prenups. But then again, it's marriage and it's two people coming together in love. That's why I'm like, it shouldn't even be about that. But then in reality, it's a fucking business.
What's really like?
Yeah, it's tough.
I mean, being married is cool, I guess, but like, what is like the main benefit of being married?
You know what? Ultimately, people don't admit.
No, I really want to know because I figure like, if y'all really get divorced, that's fucking money y'all gotta pay for that shit. So we can wear rings, we can say we're married, but we ain't gotta legally
do it because
legally do that shit.
If you ask me, I think people do marriages because society. Like I don't know that like everyone who gets married just feels like I believe in marriage and I need to get married. Because otherwise there would be no divorce because you don't marry to divorce.
As the resident married person.
Yeah.
Right? Chime in a little bit.
Yeah.
One of the reasons that it was important for me and my wife to get married is once you fucking start thinking about shit and your health and you get older, legally that person now has rights. So like that's a big reason.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because if you just fucking out there, y'all just living on some fucking we're just humans. That sounds cool.
We're just humans.
Yeah, that sounds cool until your ass got to go to the hospital.
But you can do proactive measures and like there's name changes. You can literally have a power of attorney, a medical power of attorney, and a real life power of attorney. You can take other measures besides saying, "Let me just get married."
That's the same shit. It's basically
no, marriage has a lot more strings attached. A lot more. Marriage has a lot more shit. Like if you decide, like unfortunately, where I was in this position, because people do it. 50% of marriages end in divorce, whether it's for X, Y, or Z. But it happens, and these people aren't being proactive in thinking, what about the lawyer fees and like all of this money that I could possibly lose at the end of the line, all because I want this person to say yes or no on my medical decisions.
But you had a good 10-year.
If we're gonna say that,
but you had a good 10-year run though.
A 10-year run. Yeah, but you could have had that without having to do the lawyer shit and the business. Now you got the government, and that's why it gets weird. It just doesn't become a love kind of thing. It becomes business.
Trust me, when you start combining shit together and you see, because I'm with you.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
You can do business and love, but it's hard to do love and business.
Well, that's why me and my wife separated. We got married. Shit, real talk. I don't know. Like I know we've been married for a while now. We got married in Vegas. Like I saw that.
Y'all eloped?
No.
Oh.
We literally got married in Vegas. We were like, hey, let's go to Vegas.
Yeah.
We fucking took everybody with us.
Okay,
yeah.
We took everybody with us and we fucking got married. We didn't get married by Elvis, no shit like that. But we went to fucking, and it was happening also. also my other homeboy was ready to get married, so we had the bachelor party that same weekend. So
shit, that's lit. Yeah.
Everybody, big ass party.
That's
But anyway,
lit,
I mean, listen, I honestly don't think marriage is for everybody.
Yeah.
I don't think that it should be something pressed upon people. For me, listen, it was like, fuck it, let's try it. My wife already knows I'm gonna try this shit one time.
Yeah.
If it don't work out.
I really just feel like it's a societal kind of like, I think society, because like when you look at the shit, I think society has a lot to do with when and why people get married, because I was dating Tamara and then like we're having a baby, okay, and then like all of a sudden we're bombed with questions of, so when's the wedding, and y'all planning like marriage, and like that just really became a theme. And I do feel like it's deep like embedded with like society to like just get married. Like that's the thing to do. You like this person, like but it's so much fuck ups that happens because people just jump into marriage not knowing what the hell marriage is. Because if you're gonna literally take vows and commit to marrying somebody, then what the hell is their divorce? Like what, like how do they exist at the same time?
But I feel like marriage can be also the excuse for people's behaviors, because I feel like, oh, say you've been married for fucking however long. Okay, something happened, you or your husband cheat, and then it's like, oh, well, we are married, we're in this, we got to work this out, da 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 da. And it's like, honestly, I feel like once you go to that extreme of, whether it's just you was seeking something or you're not even getting it, I feel like that could be an excuse and a hunch for people to just be like, oh, okay, well, we're married, so we have to work this out. You can't leave because it was a mistake and we're married. Like, we have to stick it out. And it's like, that's fucking trash. Like,
yeah, but that's what marriage is. Like, it's not just like, okay,
marriage is not it's fucking like, around.
I know, that's true. Some people don't need to be married. That's absolutely true. But you don't stay for better or for worse just because it's like under conditions. Love is not conditional, so you don't say these things like, yeah, but unless... Like I don't see marriage that way, and like that's not the vows that we make. Like those are very strong, heavy vows that you take in front of a priest and in front of your family as witness and friends as witness. Like that's some serious shit. And then people get into it and then like act like this ain't. But see, that's why I don't get it.
I know. I think better for worse is.
Quiet over there. Are you thinking about getting married, Mo? Don't let these two discourage you.
Okay, so.
Mo's gonna get married.
When it comes to marriage. Mo's getting married. It's very hard for me to.
Did I kill a ball?
It's right there.
Okay, go ahead, Mo.
Well, I don't know. It's hard for me to kind of put too many views on it because I don't have firsthand experience. Of course, I've never been married, but I've never also been really in a situation where marriage was something talked about or an option and things like that. So, I mean, I personally grew up, with the secondhand experience of course, first relationship that you really see is the one between possibly you and your parents. Right. And, I definitely grew up not understanding what a quote unquote good marriage is supposed to look like and be like and feel like. So, I mean, because it is, like Lionel says, I feel like it is something that people just kind of eventually look forward to. A lot of people, most people, based off of their beliefs and their religions, a lot of times, that marriage is just something that, people eventually, like, strive to. And, I mean, I've always had the idea that I do want to get married, but it was always strictly, like, I don't want to marry anybody unless I am truly, like, in love with that person. I want to be with that person. I want to spend all of my time and the rest of my life with that person. That's ultimately what it's about, because I've seen it to where, marriages only remain because of the kids. Right. Or only remain because, we already have all this invested in it. And that type of shit is not something that's ideal to me. Like, I'm not trying to be in no situationship in a marriage. Like, that's not something that I look forward to. And I'm very, like, I don't know, like, when it comes to marriage, for me, it's all love. Like, that's really all it is. If you're not fully in it with love, like, you don't need to even be considering marriage at all. Mm-hmm. Like, if it's for other reasons, like, that popular one now is people in the military be getting married because of benefits, because of the extra shit, and they be getting divorced within a year, within 2 years, 6 months, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, come on, like, I'm not going to go that path with somebody unless I truly want to go that path with somebody. Like,
That's like the biggest contradiction. Like, I'm going to get married because I believe in marriage, but I'm going to play with the marriage because I really don't believe that much about marriage.
Need that medical and dental, though.
But see, it's like as growing up too, like that was always my idea was, you know, I want to be in love and I want to be married and I don't want to have kids first because I don't want to have to stick around with somebody just because of my children. And it's like it also like became more realistic to me that there is that small possibility I may just never get married. Because if it's shut up.
We say that shit every day.
But I'm like, it's just like, you know, how am I supposed to know that, you know, I'm going to feel that strongly about somebody at some point in my life if I haven't already, like, to where I want to make that commitment with that person. And it just becomes more realistic more and more that it's like that marriage bond is not for everybody. And then I have to look at myself and be like, damn, is this for me? Like, when it comes to, like, let's bring to the topic of kids, I always had the idea of marriage and kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was always, like, the thing that I looked to being like, you know, in my, you know, yeah, like some, you know, real ideal shit.
But no, that's important.
When
that's
I started to grow up and
they
like,
I
started to learn myself, and I'm gonna be honest, like I think I don't like kids. Like I don't like kids. I'm like, I love certain kids because I love the people who are the parents of the kids or the family of the kids. That's different. But when it comes to kids in general, like, I can't say that I'm like one of those people that's like, oh, I just love being around kids. I love kids.
Like,
I'm
hey,
not.
watch my second grade class this week.
Maybe you don't like other people's kids.
I don't like strangers' kids.
You might like your kids.
I mean, I know I'm gonna like my kids because, you know,
right,
they're my kids.
For me right now. Y'all are making me bad. Y'all making me rethink.
Sorry.
Y'all are making me. Shout out to my wife out there, man. We got married for the correct reasons. Because you were good looking. That's the reason we got married.
I know, and it's like it's interesting that we even have this conversation because I question everything. I'm not gonna just be born into this world because I don't think this shit was working before I got here. I feel like it was fucked the fuck up. So I'm not gonna absolutely. So I didn't just. It absolutely. It was ran by Europeans that were fucked the fuck up.
That was only for a short period of time.
Well, I'm talking about the world that I live in, which is current day 2019 America that I was born into in 1995. It was fucked up. And that's why I didn't just accept things. I don't accept the shit that is like, no, you're supposed to just do that. I question like all fucking things because ultimately, marriage doesn't fucking work. If we're gonna be just real, listen. Like, let me make a point. Because we're dealing with facts, right? Because if you're in any type of class, it doesn't even have to be a high education. It could be like a driver's ed or any type of class where there's a grading scale. And if you're doing 50%. That's not even close to considering that you're prepared and ready to go forward. If that's the case for marriage, then why is that still a thing?
But that's with anything, though. Like, that's actually a new phenomenon. When I was growing up, it was very rare to see people get divorced.
Yeah, that's because we know what the hell they went through.
But now less people are getting married and having children.
But that's what I'm saying. I just think it's a change in society, and it's a change.
Because like.
And it's a change.
It's because you're married.
No, but like, shit, I didn't even like.
You have
I got
insight.
I got married in Vegas because I was like, yeah, I'm kind of anti-marriage. Let's just get married in fucking Vegas, some places. I'm not getting married on insurance. But like, while I understand what you're saying, I'm saying like, shit, how many relationships do people get into? Like, so like, none of this shit is quote unquote forever. I mean, there are some marriages, but like when I was growing up, it was very rare to see divorces. Right? It was looked down. Got a divorce. Now, that's a bad. I think maybe Bria said it earlier. That's probably a bad reason to stay in some shit because of the kids or because of how people gonna look. But somehow people found a way to make it work, right? Just like I hate to bring this example, but like how back in the day, how like blacks weren't allowed to marry whites, right? And somehow society went along fine. Black people married black people, white people married white people. And then all of a sudden, the moment it became a thing, everybody started doing what they could do. It's not like, you know what I'm saying, before people maybe didn't have them, it just wasn't an option. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't an option. People just did what the fuck they did. I think now, since it's a very acceptable option of, fuck it, you don't like that shit. If that motherfucker came home late and you ain't like what he did, get a divorce. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I think now I think people get married for the wrong reason and they call it quits super early.
I don't know. I think a lot of people, I mean, I could say for a lot of women that I know, one just want to get married because they want the big wedding. They want the whole, you know what I'm saying?
You want the wedding.
Shit like that.
You want the wedding, but
the fairy tale. Yeah, that's true. And I feel like, I don't know, me personally, I've had, you know, doubts with just, I don't know. I've seen firsthand people that are like, for instance, this lady I work with, she's married. And then this other guy, he's fucking married, and they just both Snapchatting each other, fucking Julie emojis and fucking hot guys.
I know somebody that's married. Like, and they married people that I know are some of like the most fucking like, jaw dropping. Like, how are you doing this?
And it's crazy because they seek that approval. No, they don't. It's like the girl, my coworker, she always wants to. She's like, yeah, I live through your shit that you post because I can't do this and I can do this. But like you're messaging another married man, like to me that's just so out of pocket. Like, and I feel like people seek that attention from other, whether it's male or female, in some form of fashion. Like it's just inevitable to me. Some people may not do it so blatantly and like so secretively, but in certain ways you be doing shit to be like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's just.
So you think people should just be in people's lives for seasons?
Not even for seasons. I feel like don't. I don't know.
I just don't say that situation. Marriage is like, I don't think you go through this narrow door for love. I believe love is universal, and I think that it's so much. There's a spectrum, and it's love is because
you know how reporters be asking questions, you got to tiptoe around their hood.
No, because listen, it's real. This is my answer. I think that for some people, soulmates are very fucking real. And I think for other people, for me, I don't know. I'm 23. I'm still figuring shit out. I think that there are strong connections. I think that love is real and love is everything. I don't want to say no for
He's like, not yet.
Right now, it'd be no. You have the right to change your answer.
No, you guys are trying to push me into no. I'm like contemplating and thinking about thoughts through so I can make it sound.
Let's go to Bree. We're gonna come back to you. Yeah. Bree, do you believe in soulmates? That there is somebody out there that
does that like soulmate? You meaning like just one fucking person?
Yeah, because it could be more soulmates than one. Yeah.
The definition.
Okay, I mean, I thought I met my quote-unquote soulmate, but I mean, shit happens. People grow up. We go down different things. We want to do different things. So, I mean, I guess there probably is someone that could be my soulmate, whatever that means.
I really don't know, honestly.
I mean, I definitely think there's a person out there for everybody.
See?
Personally. I mean, I guess because I've had my own experiences in the past where, like, you know...
I love this conversation. It's so stupid.
But I mean, I don't know. Like,
it's making my mind.
I feel like I may have already met mine at one point, and it doesn't always go. It doesn't always go how you expect it to go. You know,
so
like
me and my wife, when we first met, she told me I was her soulmate. We was in like fucking middle school. I was like, this girl's some fucking weirdo. Get away from me, right? Mm-hmm. And then we dated in like high school for a little bit. I still thought she was kind of weird a little bit. And fucking 15 years later, we met back up, and now we married with fucking 2 kids. So it can come back around. That's why I got the boomerang poster behind me. You see how I did that?
I'm dead.
I don't know, but this is my perspective.
But
I don't know.
With that being said, because I'm gonna answer the question since you didn't answer it.
Yeah.
I don't believe that there is just one person out there that's the only person that's truly for you, infinite being put here. I believe that there can be people out there that you can have that type of relationship with. I think that you can maybe have multiple quote-unquote soulmates. Yeah. Although the one I'm with, I don't want to look for.
And to piggyback on that, I think that's facts. To piggyback on that, I don't believe that there's soulmates. What I think there is and what exists is true love. I think that there's attractions. Like, there's an orbit that's around me that you guys can't see. Things are deeper than the physical world. Absolutely. It's like my energy, it's my demeanor, it's my energy.
Like, no, nigga, we see it.
No, it's my energy, my cadence, the way I talk, my energy. Like when you're like Lionel, you're yelling. Like these are all things up to me, and like that's gonna turn people away from me, and it's gonna attract people to me. And I know that that's a very heavy factor, and I think that love is real. So once you're existing in your most natural state, and you attract someone, and you guys are both mutually attracted, then love can create and become existent. I don't know that that's necessarily like your soulmate and like you guys were created, your soul was created to match and make this soul. I don't know that that's the thing, whereas I think love is very real. And if like I don't know if you guys' this energy matches, that sparks something. I think that sparks something. Like I think it'll spark.
Okay.
I think it'll spark something. It'll create something. Like that's just like ejaculation into a woman. It's going to spark and create life. It's going to create life. No,
relax.
I just
you getting a little carried away.
No, listen, follow me, y'all, because I'm speaking to.
If ejaculation involved, I don't want to go there.
That's very metaphoric and like symbolic, like the action of two things coming together and sparking so much that it goes into
sparking
something
a
else.
child.
And going into a child. I think that that's kind of like what it's like with adults in love. Like these guys or these two people come together so much and spark and boom into this love.
So we call it chemical reaction.
Yeah, I think it's more chemical versus like your soul is created to be with this soul.
I'm dead.
No, our bodies are cells. Like we're tiny, tiny, tiny. So many fucking cells, y'all. And I think like we overlook the chemistry a lot, and we get too spiritual and too Christian based sometimes.
Oh, my bad. I don't mean to cut you, but artificial intelligence said that he will only be with a successful female. Period. Goddamn.
Y'all say that, but really, I feel like
To that guy. I don't know where the fuck that came from. But shout out to
I've seen that
was
earlier.
random.
It's been there. I don't know,
That was random as hell.
Yeah.
but
Goddamn.
there's a lot of men that just want to build up.
That's fine. That's your preference. But the question too is, are you successful? Like, because we're not gonna be looking for someone to bring something to the table, and then like at the end of the day, what are you bringing to the table?
But that's what I said though. I feel like
Yeah, but that's
feel
just
like-
not.
well, I feel
You
like-
can be looking for successful when all you bring to the table is just like a body
who
part.
said who was looking for success?
This guy? He's like only
Well,
looking for.
I don't know. He kind of threw me off though because he was the one that said the negative. Why is it negative for a woman to be with a successful man? But then he's turning around saying he wants to have a successful woman. That's what I don't know, but whatever.
I don't know what
But
we
I
even
just
talking
feel
about
like-
at this point.
You keep getting up.
No, I'm talking about off the comment. I'm
Oh,
like,
I don't know. I just thought that shit was funny.
It was late. He said that shit
I
a
would.
long
He
time
said shit a
ago.
long time ago. My bad.
No, you're fine.
But Lionel took us to ejaculation.
Because that's my perspective. I don't think it's just like a soulmate. Like, yeah, I was created for you and you created for me, and then like, maybe I was created for that person too and that person too. Like, no.
I think it may be
I think
based
you
off
attract
experience,
these
too,
type of
though.
people. These are the type of people you attract and that you're attracted to.
Yeah.
And if you interact with them enough, you'll create and spark love inevitably.
I think the longer that you're single, the more difficult it is to find not even like a husband or wife, but just somebody to be with. And the reason I say that is because as human beings, we just fucking get set in our ways.
Yeah.
But you carry baggage, you get more damage, you overthink, and those are factors.
Yeah, because like now, so you get to a certain age, you're like, motherfucker, like I got this set routine. You fucking up my shit. You breaking shit in the house.
You
moving
can't
the
get
goddamn
with the
remotes.
routine.
Yeah, I
like
don't like
that.
the remotes over there. I like the shit over here. They've been right there for 15 years.
I could
Now
definitely
you
see
come over
that.
here, you wanna put 'em over there.
Damn, why are you telling me about myself?
I could definitely see that being a thing.
I'm like, maybe that's why I'm like how I
That
am.
shit was happening to me. It took like my wife had to literally be like, nigga, what the fuck is your problem? Like, because like you're moving shit and I don't want it moved. We were getting arguments because she like fucking moved something in the fridge. I'm like, no. I like my milk to be on this shelf. I don't like it on the upper shelf.
Yeah.
Ups up, put it on this.
Yeah.
So, as humans, like the longer you go, like being like by yourself or single or whatever the fuck. To me, this is just my personal opinion. 'Cause I got some homeboys now that's fucking beating down the Noah 40, and these niggas is
Out here wilding.
I don't know if they wildin', but
They out here.
I'm not gonna put their business up there like that. But
No, we know.
but the niggas is being niggas.
So, see, that's why we gotta be in our ways, ladies.
Shout out to the females though, man. Like, y'all put up with a lot, man. With men young, when men are young, and when men get older, y'all put up with a lot of shit. So shout out to y'all. But we put up with a lot of shit as well, cause y'all be on the bullshit. So shout out to
Yeah.
I figure
It's also about the.
Yeah,
my
shout out.
mentality is if y'all just listen sometimes.
And I could say the same.
A lot more things. I mean, it can go for both, but I feel
Right.
like a lot of times men just always think like, who was I talking to? I was talking to someone about, they were like, they just told me, why do I get so defensive? I was like, it's not necessarily me getting defensive. I just have my own personal opinion about something that you may not agree with or may think is correct. And it's like you're taking me as defensive when I'm just literally speaking my mind on a certain thing. I'm not even trying to necessarily argue or be defensive. I'm just saying what it is. But, y'all always, I feel like men just take things out of context a lot of times and want to.
And
But I think that can be a two-way street though at the same time.
No, yeah, for sure.
Because
I said that.
for example, like my family, when it comes to my family, like, and the type of personalities that my parents have, I'm gonna just do an example off of that. Like, my mom is a very stubborn type of person, to where it's like, okay, I need to be listened to. This is how I need to be. This is what needs to be going on. But when it comes time to turn around and reciprocate that, it's difficult at times for her to do that. And I noticed that growing up. And it's like, there's times I have been able to side with my dad more because I can sense, you know, that, you know, sometimes I'm the only person my dad can come and like really talk to intellectually about the way that he is and the way his personality is. And a lot of times my mom will shut that shit down.
What sign is your mom?
Huh?
What's your mom's sign?
She's a Leo.
My mom's a Leo. Oh my God, my mom's the same way.
I think that women have I just think women have a hard time like picking and choosing their battles. I feel like sometimes like things come so big for a woman that it's like, this is worth it, I promise. But in reality, like, no, it's not. Like,
that's something that you grow to learn.
Yeah, you really grow up.
Yeah. And eventually, like, some people don't have that growth, unfortunately. Yeah. Like, some people don't understand and kind of step out of themselves for a second and kind of view exactly how you are. Because with the type of person I was, like, you know, years ago, like, I was a stubborn person. I was the type of person that, you know, caught an attitude about every little thing and shit like that. But I really finally just, like, stopped and, like, looked at the bigger picture at that point. And it's just like, damn, like,
certain
you know,
shit isn't worth it.
What kind of stress did I cause that could have been just avoided? Because I wanted to trip over this and that, these little shits. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's something that people have to really, like, be, like, they have to, you know, criticize themselves sometimes too, and a lot of people don't want to do that. They don't want to think that I'm wrong. And there's been, you know, points in relationships or points in situationships where I'm like fucking with somebody or I'm dating someone to a point where it hurt to sit and say, you know what,
I'm wrong.
I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I apologize. And even though that shit can feel like it's tearing you up inside, like sometimes you gotta do that shit because it's more about, okay, is this more worth me sitting in and working this shit out, or should I just continue blowing it up so that it can end eventually, you know? And it's like, you know, I've become that person to where it's like, you know, I used to just blow up about anything. It's like, what? Oh my God, like just going off. Now it's to the point where it's like, if something upsets me, like I'm going to stay a little bit more quiet about it for a second. I'm going to cool down. I'm going to calm myself down. You know, I'll even tell them, you know, like, look, I just need some time to get my thoughts together. I don't, you know, I don't want to yell at you. I don't want to come at you in any kind of way right now. Let me process this real quick. And as soon as I process this, I get over that first initial upset. I can come back to you and be more like just calm about it and like, okay, this is what I can communicate with you a little bit better, rather than blowing it up into some argument. So it's something that you really have to teach yourself. It's something you really gotta just like
be aware of, be mindful.
Yes, you have to be aware of, you know, your actions and how you are with other people, because a lot of times we want to get tied up and, oh, you don't need to be acting this way, telling people how they need to be, but we don't want to look in the mirror.
Yeah, what's natural is to express and to feel how the fuck you feel. That's natural. You don't have to work to do that. That's gonna happen naturally. Just like the sun is gonna come up. What you need to put work into is being there and being empathetic and shutting the fuck up sometimes and listening and like getting a different perspective. Like that takes the effort. That's not what comes natural for some people.
See, I can be like a high-headed person, and there was a point in time where I was talking to somebody last year, and there was somebody I was very interested in. We were taking our time getting to know each other. It wasn't like a relationship. There was no pressure of a relationship, and I think that's why it was so beautiful between us two, because like it was just two people genuinely getting to know each other.
They were existing.
We were just existing and enjoying. We were enjoying each other without any pressure of like, oh, so what are we? And this and third, like. But there was a point in time where like I was having a bad week, and like every day I was talking to him on the phone, and I'm just talking about this and ranting about that and venting about this. He went about 2 days. The third day he was like, look, just straight up told me like, look, I let you go ahead and go off about these things the last couple of days, and I think it's just time to chill on that. I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That took me to be like, damn, like, and I wanted to be like, you know, fuck you type shit. But I said and I thought about it. I was like, okay, you know what? You're right. I'm just sitting here bitching about this and the third, things that may be out of my control. And it's just like, sometimes we just got to be mindful of that. And since then, I want to say that was a big thing for me, because nobody's ever like just straight up told me like,
where he at, Mo? What happened?
I'll be seeing him soon.
Oh no, bro, that's a real thing, because negativity for me is so draining, like, period. Like, negativity is very draining for me. It's not that I don't want to hear you or how you feel is invalid, but, like, it's just the way you're going about it. And, like, your perspective is super negative, and, like, that's draining for someone like me.
I apologize.
Like, mean, I don't care. Like, you can be mean. That's how you are. Be how it exists, okay? But don't be fucking negative. That's, like, when I have an issue. Like, when you just want to be this negative, down person, because that's draining to me. And once you start draining me...
Because maybe I'm that too. That's it.
Like, it's perspective. It's like if some shit is
I just
like,
think when you're constantly complaining about something that you're not really necessarily trying to change or do better, but I feel like it's healthy to talk about the negative shit that you're going through, but then it's like, okay, you have that person that could be like, hey, you know what, get out of that mindset. Yeah. But I've been around certain people that it's like one little thing, it's like their whole fucking day is just to shit. And I'm like, I used to be that way, and I was not happy. I was not a happy person. I was not someone that anybody wanted to be around.
Yeah, it's a perspective. That's why. It's not about, like, don't feel that, because that's so natural. Anyone who knows, I will encourage people to fucking feel. Like, that's the one thing you can't fucking control. It's so authentic, raw, natural. I love raw shit and, like, just perfect, like, natural. Like, I love just natural shit, stuff in this organic, natural state. Like, I literally, like, love those things. And so, including feelings, I want you to feel how you feel. And talk to me about it. We can sit here all day, like, let's get a picture of whatever and let's talk. But it's just like when you're negative about it, you like are given this tone of like defeat and just like, then that shit is draining.
I think women should let men play more 2K, and society would be a much.
See, I don't have an issue with me just being laid up with my man playing games or whatever.
So let us play some 2K. Let us do us. Put the headset on. Play some 2K. Talk some shit. And then we good after that. But you can't be breaking a nigga 2K game up because you want to talk about some shit.
What about the people that don't play video games?
What, guys that don't play video games? Run from them niggas. be nervous.
I feel like every nigga I've ever talked to or anything, they play some form of game.
I don't know. If they gonna play some games on the console, they gonna play some games with your heart.
You see how I didn't say video games? You see how I didn't say video games? I said every nigga I've ever came in contact with or dealt with play some form of game.
Some form of game.
I think guys do play games.
Y'all love games.
Women are the queens of games for real. I think women are so like thought out and like
honestly,
calculated and like you got to figure them out and they know exactly what they want.
They're
asking you this question. Right. They're asking you this question, but they know the answer. Like I feel like women are the ace of games.
So we're better.
I mean, absolutely.
Thank you. I honestly feel
guys
that.
Are not good at
because I feel like, and some men can't. Some men are very intimidated by it, and I kind of like when they are, because just like I know you're not a real nigga, and I can't fuck with you. I'm just saying for anybody that's watching.
No, that's probably a really good like vetting. Like, here's the filter.
I'm dead. I don't know. The one person I dated that didn't play video games was like the coolest person, and like. He was just into a lot of different shit. Like he was always trying to find something new to involve himself in, whether it was like reading some new books or he was trying to learn how to do some shit on a car, or go do some hiking or something. Like he was a very adventurous type of person. Like so he was always onto some new shit.
I'm not the craziest video gamer. I'm not the.
I would like to do that.
Okay.
I just said, money didn't go, but I was at the lake and I was just there with, like, we've gone to the lake. But I'm like, damn, I would love to, like, do this shit, walk around this nice little scenery.
I would do that shit naked if I could. I love
some
nature.
Real shit. I don't need to be lined and dined. That shit is corny.
Niggas out there, when y'all hit a ask if she want to go hiking and see how long that shit lasts.
I've had a nigga tell me he was like you should come work out with me. I was like I thought that was sweet. Like
that's different.
That's cool because most niggas just want to lay up in their fucking bed.
Man, I'm trying to do some other shit regardless. Like the people want to hit you with that. Oh, let's chill. I'm trying to pull up on you and like I'm trying to do some different shit. Like the one time the one time I mean it wasn't necessarily hiking that I did. It was some exercise and sightseeing that we did. But I had actually treated my date at the time to a trip to like the botanical gardens, and we just walked around the botanical gardens.
Monique be having some real ass shit, bro.
Yeah. We went to the beach together.
I love
it. Did you any PDA while y'all were at the botanical gardens?
It wasn't a lot of PDA because at that point in time it was still very like new. We weren't in a relationship, so I didn't feel like the need to do all that, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was little points where he would have his arm around me and shit like that, but it's not like I was just like,
that's not PDA.
Rubbing on you is not PDA.
Public display of affection is when you kissing and you rubbing and you doing stuff, being nasty.
It sound like you made a fingering motion.
I did not do a fingering motion.
That goes down. I wouldn't be surprised if that goes down.
But honestly, I feel like let me give y'all a tip though. To y'all fellas, if y'all want to like really get to know a person, just stop asking people to just come over to your house. Like, we can meet up in a public setting. Let's fucking go sit at Starbucks and just talk shit. That's fucking cool.
I don't drink coffee.
You don't even have to drink coffee. Like,
but
just be.
I feel you. I feel like that, like things like that, yeah, like like I said with the botanical garden gate, what the hell date? that day was very like just peaceful and like,
Do people still date? Like,
I would love to go on a date. I have not been on a date. I have not been on a date.
I definitely go on.
I have been on a date when I was in a relationship. I have not been on a date in like 2 years.
I like to go on dates.
Monique, I love how Monique is, and I pray one day that I can be as open and willing. But I feel like a lot of dudes that I attract, they're just kind of like, you know,
I'm trying to
pesky.
And I mean, I definitely get those type too, and that's where the interest a lot of times just kind of goes away because if they're like, I'm just trying to chill.
I don't want to give away a show because we're going to do a show about this. But yeah, I got to bring this up because we talked about this before the show. Y'all talking all this nice, sweet shit.
Yeah, but what are we talking about?
Hold on. They talking all this nice, sweet shit, these two right here. I got to watch these light-skinned motherfuckers.
Right.
Because before the show, they both said nice guys finish last.
Oh, I did not say
I
that.
know.
I said that.
Oh, okay. I knew somebody said
I'm like, I didn't say that.
Okay, but no, you're not getting what I'm saying. Okay, to
so
me,
a nigga trying to be
to
nice.
me, a nice guy.
Let's
Okay,
go to damn
wait, I'm gonna
Starbucks.
break it down. No, that's not. No, that's just being
nice.
No, listen, you're not getting what I'm saying.
Let me get it.
A nice guy is when like I first meet a dude, and he's just like super like on me, and I don't like that. You're just trying to do you're just trying to prove that you're just so. To me, when you're doing that super like extra ass shit. No, not PDA. So I'm gonna just,
then
for example, there's this one dude I've been talking to, and he's just really like baby, and it's already like, I kind of am interested, but it's like you're doing too much to try to be nice. Where I know that this is not how you are. This is not how you are.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I told y'all people be putting on.
This is not how you are because to me,
Okay.
when you're upfront about shit, like you're more like you're trying to.
That's not how he is.
No, I know he's not. I know.
If you so quick to do that shit with me, you quick to do that shit with every bitch.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's not being authentic. Like, you're not going into things like actually trying to get to know the person. You're just like trying to make someone fuck with you because you're doing this, and then you know once you bag them, it's not gonna be maintained.
I feel that.
That's what I mean by being a nice guy. There's some dudes that are just genuinely, they let women run over them because they're not.
We can't win.
No, I'm not saying all men, but I'm just saying I've came across men before that just were just
nice.
No, like it's not even nice. It's like you're not being a
advantage
man.
of.
You're not being a man. You're just being too attentive from the jump. Like, I'm not your girlfriend. Like, why are you doing that? I feel like any person that you come across, you're just super like
nice.
No, It's just, I think that's just a term. Nice guys finish last. It's not necessarily like, oh.
So how is the guy?
What do you mean?
Give me. I'm trying to get an example. You're saying they're just like, but you're not saying.
Okay, so basically, it's like when you just want to like
pull out your chair, be nice.
No, not nice being that. Monique, I feel like Monique knows more what I'm talking about,
you know what she's talking about, Mo? Because I think
she knows, I guess, about I don't want to say names, like put people out there, but like there was one person that was super like
Jeffrey.
I actually know someone named Jeffrey, so let's not say Jeffrey. But there was just a person that was just like super like, and it kind of draw me back a little bit, and then I kind of, basically,
that could be a lot of different
like
shit.
he was just trying to like, I guess.
We need an example.
Yeah, with that.
I think
okay, I don't think he'll watch it. But
like, what was the situations that bothered you? Like, what was one of his gestures that bothered you?
Home,
okay, so basically, this person would just always want to like be like, like.
Is this someone that just wanted to be at the crib all the time?
We were just recently with them.
Oh, this is recent shit.
Hold on, because I'd be drunk.
We talking in code.
Monique.
We talking in code.
Oh.
Yes. Can you put? I can't even think how to say it.
Oh shit.
I think in his case, it's more like he cares about her, but it's to a point where it's like he'll step over his boundaries sometimes to what he actually is. He doesn't have a title. He doesn't have a place to say some of the things or do some of the things that he does. And I think that's where Bree has an issue sometimes. Because if you have an issue, like for example, let's say I'm, talking to a guy friend that I know or something, and then you have the audacity to sit and speak on that when we're not serious, we're not in a relationship, that type of thing. Like some people like that. To where it's like, oh, okay, but like that's kind of like where, like, as him, he's a good guy to the point where it's like, I don't really want him.
I think he feels like he's so nice and he does all this, and he's not how like most guys are, to where he feels like I have to put him on this higher pedestal when it's like you're not there. We're not even to that point. So that's what I mean. Like, you're doing shit it's just like, I don't know. Doing too much and being nice being overly nice to someone that you're not. I don't know. I just can't do shit for someone that I wouldn't do. Like, if I'm not going to do a relationship with you if we're not in a relationship. Yeah. Of course, we're talking, we're learning each other, we're vibing.
Is this somebody that you're even attracted to?
Yes. Like, I do. Like, I like them, but it's just to the point where it's just kind of like, you know what?
I'm so confused as to what you want. You're attracted to the guy. He seems nice.
But I feel like if I was to get into a relationship with this person, it would be very controlling and very.
Maybe it's like maybe I think that those people exist, like the relationship people that just like be in a relationship and they be ready and like we just talking right now, but you already.
Yeah, some people are more ready.
Over me
some people are more definitely ready
than I am, and they're not.
They're not considerate. They're not considerate to where you're
at.
Like,
what if I don't even want
the thing that you want? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and they don't take that time to really like think about that. They're just like so focused on what it is.
How could you not want this?
You're mine already. All the time
what do you mean? I just bought you.
Like literally, or a guy like, oh, you've been behaving.
But I bought our flights already.
Bitch, what?
We're going to DR next weekend. What do you mean?
See, no, and that's one thing I've had dudes say, oh, I want to take you here, I want to take you there. But no, it's like you're gonna expect something out of it. You're gonna either want a relationship out of it, or you're gonna be thinking just that it's more than it is. And I'm not gonna do that to no person because honestly, I can't fake fuck with you. I just can't. Like, if I fuck with you, you gonna know. And then sometimes I feel like I am kind of an asshole when it comes to certain men that I meet, for this one, for instance. And like, I kind of am a little more interested now, and he's kind of pulling back some, acting like an asshole.
That's how it goes.
It is true.
That's how it goes.
It's a cycle, and I know.
It's insane as hell right now. This sounds so fucking insane.
That shit complicated as hell. They're not even together yet. Goddamn.
It's a little bit of cat dog.
And I'm confused as to why y'all not together right now.
Why we're not? Because I'm not ready for a relationship, and I made that known.
I be speaking on that. You know what I'm saying? I be like, girl, just go ahead. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Come on. But then, that's not where Bree's at. That's not where
that could be bad.
I hate to blame shit on past shit, but it's just like, I feel like I could be in a relationship, but I'm like, if we're not planning to like really like move forward to be like, I don't know. For me personally, if I'm gonna date someone and be with them, we're working to like that next step. If we're not working that, why am I going to date you and be seclusive to you if we're not going to ever be a thing? Like, be a real life partnership, or be a real life, two people coexisting. Like, it's just like, why not? Can I just do what I do and you do what you do? And it be that. Why we have to be a situationship, or you got to check me or I got to check you. That's
there's not a lot of people that have a mindset of just getting to know one
He's
another.
Not on this new
and like
wave.
in all the experiences I've had, the one that I just told you about, the garden date and all that shit, that was probably the one person in my entire experience when it comes to dating and relationships and things like that. That was probably the one person I can for sure say was never pressuring, never stepped over the boundary. He didn't even ask about other shit that I was doing. He didn't even like bring up anything that I was doing.
That's big dick
It was
energy.
Just what's going on here.
BDE.
This is what's going on here, and I'm getting to know you. I like you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna, because I feel like that expectation is a lot of times where people.
How long did this last? What y'all talking about?
With that situation, I was actually talking to him.
This stuff y'all talking about, like how long did this just continue on forever until y'all just no longer something happens and y'all break it up? I'm so thoroughly confused.
Me and him actually fell off because we live in different cities.
Understood.
And I stopped being able to get to the city. He wasn't able to come out to the city too much. So it was just, it definitely fell off. I mean, he's expressed that he wants to try and pick it back up, you know what I'm saying, recently, and that's what I'm saying, like,
I'm for it.
He's still, and that's the thing that I love. Like, I can't say that I like, not saying that I love him, because that's very strong, but I got a lot of love for him because of how even, it's been past a year since I met him, and we were talking for a good, like, 8 months, you know what I'm saying, just no pressure, just us getting to know one another. And even to this day, like, he still can be expressive to the point where it's like, you know, I still want to get to know you. I still want to, you know, continue that on. But I understand that we may just not be in that place right now.
Relax.
And it's like, and that's why I really got a lot of love for him, because he just, it's probably one of the realest men that I've ever, like, really fucked with. And that's why I was like, damn, like, I've never had nobody just not put pressure on me, because people be either they're putting pressure or they're just being nonchalant, but they want to sit and act possessive. There's a lot of different situations you can get into. And that man was just straight up like, he was just like, you know, like, we just, you know, we cool. What we doing is cool, and that's it.
If you keep score at home, Bree actually supports Mo in getting with this guy, and Mo actually said that Bree should try it with her guy. Now, why these two aren't taking each other's advice, I have no clue.
Right. Meanwhile, neither one of them with the guy.
Meanwhile, neither one of them want to mess with me. I'm so confused.
Wait, hold on. I didn't say I didn't want to mess with him.
But you're not messing with them right now.
Because they don't live in the same city.
We don't live in the same city.
People do it all the time.
It's only so much that FaceTime calls can get me. I'm not trying to do that shit.
Can you give us a time? Is it multiple hours away?
It's just a few hours away. But I can't get,
we just had a show
like,
about how
we're both the type of people where we want to be in one another's presence. Like, it works so good whenever we're in each other's presence. Like, yes, even through, like, just the phone, we're very cool. It's the same type of shit, but it's not the same as being there with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why I think that's why it fell off. And it wasn't. A job down here. And it wasn't. Shut up. It wasn't even no, like, hard feelings. It wasn't like, oh, he just stopped hitting me up and we not talking no more. I was like, you know what? I understand, and he understands. We have a mutual understanding. We're just on the same page. Yeah, that's why I'm like, I'm gonna keep that door open. I'm not gonna just shut that down. I understand that, you know, circumstances may not be ideal for us right now. That's fine. The key.
Communicating, making sure y'all intentions are clear. We're on the same page. What's understood is understood. Like, what needs to be understood is understood. And then you can go forward like that, seriously. But you can't go forward if, like, one of y'all is thinking something completely different from the other person, and, like, you're leading somebody on.
Bro.
Like,
I mean, for the record, I tend to like nice guys.
I like you can
she
like,
does.
I like the nerdy, like,
Monique is
wear
very
your glasses.
Person. I love glasses.
I look up to Monique because Monique really be. I say this all the time. I'm fucking shallow as hell.
Yeah, like, I've always been like the type. I mean, and you know what's crazy is that there's been people in my past that I've, like, been interested in, and other people around me be like, the hell you doing with him, and why are you talking to him? Like, but it always be more. I'm like, I'm not really tripping about, like, how he looks, how he carries himself. Carry yourself in a very, you know, good way, and, you know, hygiene, all that matters. But hilarious. I mean, I'm just saying, like, people would even look at me like, damn, he not even all that, or what does he have? Yeah, like, people would be like, damn, so he got you, but I couldn't get you. But it's like, it's so much more past the appearance to me. Like, I want to be able to, like, I have to be able to stand you, and I'm a very irritable person. I can be a very irritable person. Like, there's somebody that wants to fuck with me so bad right now. They want to fuck with me, and when I see me every day, wants to pull up, hits me up every day, talking about I'm trying to pull up on you, and I cannot be in his presence because he annoys me. Like, he irritates me.
Why
so I'd be like, I just can't do it. So I just have to be able to stand people, but.
Let's get ready to get the fuck up out of here. So Mo is looking for a Jay-Z.
I'm done. Relax.
Over to God. All right, man, let's ready to get the hell up out of here. We were going to do a show next week about fear of falling in love, but I don't think anybody on this panel is looking for love. So we're going to go into some nigga shit.
We're not looking for it.
Absolutely.
No,
I'm just waiting for it to come to me.
But that would be a good ass show to get into.
Y'all are so scared of it. I hear it's oozing through your pores.
I am scared.
No, y'all are.
I'm scared. I'm terrified.
I'm not scared.
See?
I don't want to have expectations from nobody. That's all it is.
Expectations.
And you know, next week we're
controlling.
We're gonna bring your ass a telescope next week.
But once I know that shit is real, I know it's real, and I'm gonna pursue it.
Into the fucking stars and tell us what's going on out there. And hopefully we got. I was gonna say Jay-Z. Hopefully we got JC or fucking
or Chris Blake, or they get in place.
Or shit, fuck it, we gonna start replacing niggas like New Edition. We gonna get fucking Johnny Gill or somebody.
Just have a star guest.
We'll get Johnny Gill in here.
Yeah, we'll see what's poppin', man. But
we gonna get another Puerto Rican.
Hilarious. They're down for dozen. Hey, listen, man. Y'all make sure y'all rate, comment, subscribe to the channel, man. We're going to do another ladies' night at some point, man. We appreciate. I forgot to say that. The ladies did an excellent job last week. I was a little bit annoyed by some of the topics. And I think y'all did more promo for the ladies' night than y'all do for the regular show, but that's neither here nor there.
No.
That's just what I heard. I don't know.
Promo.
Shout out to the ladies'
You
night.
hear a lot of shit, don't you?
Well, I keep the hater misses nothing. And shout out to
Streets are
everybody.
talking.
Make sure y'all rate, comment, subscribe, all that shit. We'll be back next week. Yeah, ain't nothing going on next Wednesday, right? Yeah, we'll be here next Wednesday, man.
Next Wednesday we'll be here.
We're supposed to be doing the show from Casa de Mo. We'll see what's popping with that. We're gonna do a live show from over there.
We're gonna see. It may be a month or two.
Oh shit, this nigga here. But for right now, man, we'll
see y'all this summer.
Next week, live from the Melanin Lounge. You did. We'll holler. We out.
Bye.